Hello everybody, my name is Mike Tomorrow and I want to welcome you to the latest episode of My Life with Asperger's. Today's episode is about pickiness in life. I know some of us, especially on the spectrum, can be picky about certain items. I know that's in case of my life too, because I'm picky and stuff about me too. We are taught that God created us all different to like different things, different foods, different gifting.
Goes on, but but that we all live on Earth, and it's a common thing. But anyways, going back to being a picky eater and all that, I am a picky eater myself. I do not care for vegetables. I have tried some. When it comes to onions and peppers, puke. Yeah, I puke them out. Because it's like, once I get that taste in my mouth, it's like, ugh. And I have to puke it out. So. I know that's not fun, you know? That's why when I order a Philly cheesesteak, if I ever do, Philly cheesesteak, excuse me, I would order it without the onions and peppers. Because I know I wouldn't like it. I would just have a plain Philly cheesesteak sandwich, you know? Or pizza, for example. I don't like the tomato chunks. I know tomato sauce is on pizza, I just don't like tomato. Now, same thing applies for the onions and peppers. If they're on the pizza and if I can taste them, I puke them out. I puke the taste out because I don't like that taste. I don't like the taste of onions. I don't like the taste of peppers. Now, I have had home fries before where there are small pieces of onion cooked up, and that's alright. But if I see like a big piece of onion and pepper and all that, I'm not going to like it because of that fact that I don't like the taste of onions or peppers. I know it's hard to think of that, but rarely do you go to a restaurant and the home fries or the potatoes come with peppers and onions in it. Rarely do you have that. I know that you may not notice it on the menu. They don't take it out and it has like onions and peppers on it. And it's like, I didn't order this. And you were thinking to yourself, but you did order it. So you have to take it, you know. Well, I could always ask the wait staff to bring it back and have it just plain potatoes. Could always do that too. But I just don't. I know one time when I went to New York City and had a French toast meal with home fries, there was like onions and peppers in it. And I was like, I tasted it. Well, I tasted the spice and it was like onions and peppers, and I didn't really care for it. You know? People do add onions and peppers onto home fries and potatoes at a restaurant, and they don't tell you. It's like you're expected to know, right? But for a picky eater like me, it's hard to tell, you know? It's like, I don't have the confidence to stand up and say, or ask, is there onions in this? Is there peppers in this, you know? Can I have this without onions or peppers? You know, it's hard. And then I have tried other foods before and I didn't really like them. I tried soda before and I didn't like the taste because of the bubbles in it. I don't like carbonation in my drinks. That's why I don't drink soda. I know I go to most parties and that's all they serve is soda. All kinds of soda. And nothing for me to drink. You know? It's hard for me to go to the party sometimes and not drink anything at all. Because of the fact that
all they have is like soda and it's all carbonated, you know? I know it can be a little bit hard to do that, but I try to survive. I try to bring my own drinks as possible, you know? And then at restaurants, sometimes they don't have like lemonade or fruit punch or whatever as a fountain drink. I'm lucky enough that most restaurants nowadays do. Because most of the time when I go to restaurants, I ask for lemonade, you know? And they have it. And I enjoy that, you know? I really do love that. Going to a restaurant and ordering something that I can drink or something I can eat. You know, but let's say this. Picky does not just deal with food. Picky is also about places too, where you want to go. You know, I really want to travel this country. But it seems like other people seem like to be picky and they want to go to places they have been to before, or they can't travel this distance to go to a new place. You know? It's like we always go on vacation and like the destinations we always go to as a family are like the Outer Banks, North Carolina, Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. Where else have we traveled to? Washington D.C. My family does try to travel around the country, let's say that, or around the East Coast, trying to go to new spots. But like I said earlier, it seems like they are picky because they always want to try to go to the same spot. Well, not every year, but like every 4 or 5 years, it's like a rotation, you know? And I want to go to someplace new. Like someday I want to have a vacation in the Smoky Mountains of Tennessee and North Carolina. I would love that. Or someday I want to go to Las Vegas. I want to go to Grand Canyon. I want to go to Los Angeles. You know? Someday I want to go to Texas. I want to enjoy this country too before I die. But if we keep being picky about it and going to the places we always go to, it's like, give me a break. I know that my parents have a house in the Florida Keys, but I do enjoy going to it and spending time with them. But at the same time, I do want to see other places too. I just don't want to go down to Kudrow Key all the time and spend a week at their house every single time. You know, I know that they have a house down there, and I know they have to take care of it at times. But going down to Kudrow Key just to go for a vacation at their house all the time, it's like nuts. You know, I was glad that I went down there in March for my birthday. You know, a couple of my videos that I done were from the house down in the Keys. You know, and the next time we go to the house, I'll give you a tour of it because it's nice and bright. But anyways, back to being picky on vacations. It's like, give me a break, you know? And that's like anywhere you go to. Like if you go to restaurants, you feel picky that you always go to the same restaurants. You know, I got sick and tired of McDonald's. I got sick and tired of Burger King because they're two rival companies. I get sick and tired of them that I don't like to go to them anymore. It's like, give me a break. I'm picky on that because I just don't feel comfortable going to that. Restaurants can be the hardest thing for me to choose sometimes. You know? Like there's certain kinds of food I will eat. Most likely, if I travel, you know I'm going to stop at a barbecue place or a pizza place. Because those are my two favorite food categories that there are. You know, occasionally we'll stop at like a mom and pop burger shop, or I'll stop at a diner. But most of the time when I go out to eat, it's either to a barbecue place or a pizza place. A mom and pop pizza place, of course. Barbecue places, I know there are chains of barbecue places, but there are also ma and pa barbecue stores that I like to try too. You know, being picky is something that we need to grow up. Some people need to grow out of sometimes, because that's the way life goes. You know, you can't always have your way. I know Burger King has that as their slogan, but you cannot always have your way when you go out to eat or go out to have a vacation someplace, or or have food that you like all the time. I know I was a picky eater at school too, when I was going to school, because I know most of the time they had meals that I can eat, and I would bring money to eat. But sometimes they had meals that I didn't like to eat, so I had to bring my own lunch. I know it can be hard to do that, but you gotta taste your food. You got to have food that you feel comfortable eating. You cannot just go and have food that you don't like eating. I know it's hard to try new foods too. Like, I have never tried sushi because I don't think I would like fish. I don't like fish at all either. I just don't like the taste of it. I would not try sushi because I don't like fish. And then another example is like stir fry, like Chinese stir fry. Like, because you have the peppers in it, and I don't like peppers. And I don't like rice either. Well, I don't really care for rice, so I'm not going to eat rice. Most of the meals in Chinese deal with chicken and rice, pork and rice, the noodles that they have, and it's hard to choose the food that you want to eat. It's hard for me when I go out to eat, because it's hard, because if something I want to have has something I don't like, it's hard sometimes for me to tell them, hey, can I have this without this, please? They'll do it, but it's probably hard for them to do it too, But anyways, I know that Aspies can be picky. I am certainly a picky. Well, not really a picky, but Well, I am picky when it comes to work, because I don't like working until closing time. I don't like working long shifts. Because of the recent health scare that I had, I can't work 9 or 10 hours or 8 hours at the job I have now. If I were to get an office job, yeah, I could probably try that and see if that works out for me. I'd feel more relaxed. If I had a more relaxed job, yes, I could do that. But since I don't have a relaxing job, where I'm always on my feet, and I always get stressed out, it's like I can only work 6 to 7 hours a day. I'm sorry. It's hard. And I'm also picky when it comes to my schedules, because I like to come in early in the morning. And yet, I come in at 11 o'clock instead. Now, I'm picky when I leave, too. I leave at 5. Or sometimes I would stay until 6 or 6:30. But when it comes to winter time, and when it gets dark, I have to leave early. There's no question about it, because I don't feel comfortable driving at night. I know when I go up to Maitland for the meetings I have for the walk committee, I do have to drive at night when I come home, but I feel okay with that, because I know where my car is parked. Whereas if I'm at work, I don't know where my car is parked, and it's hard for me to find it at night. That's why also I feel I'm picky too, because when I do travel for a long distance from home, like to Fort Myers or to, let's say, the Outer Banks of North Carolina, I try to arrive at the location in the daylight, so I'm familiar with the roads, and I feel comfortable, because if I arrive there at night, you don't know what's on the roads. You know, you just don't know if that area is safe at night. You know, like, I know I could have made it to the Outer Banks in one day, but I did not. I decided to spend the night because
of the fact that my parents and everybody else wasn't coming until the next morning, or the next afternoon, I should say.
so. I mean, why don't I drive up there, spend the night on the road, and then the next morning drive the rest of the way? You know, when I was coming home last year from the North Carolina, from the Outer Banks, I was supposed to drive home within 2 days. I actually had to make it 3 because I didn't feel too good. I could have made it in 2, but I felt comfortable with 3, because by the time I got out of Myrtle Beach and out of South Carolina, it was like 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and I wasn't going to make it home until like 10 o'clock at night. So I didn't feel comfortable driving at night. You know, I'm picky about when I choose to drive sometimes, and I'm sorry about that, but you know, you gotta feel comfortable, okay? I know you can be picky. I know people can be picky at times too, but you got to feel comfortable where you are. If the environment's not comfortable for you, you need to leave. You know, it's hard to be a picky person. I know that being picky can be like crazy, but you know, there are other people that are picky out there. So don't worry about it. We're all picky in one form or another. You know, just feel confident about yourself and you'll get fine with life. So, and I'll talk to you all later. Bye for now.